Welcome back to Going Live with FCTV. I'm Mario Porreca. I'm here with Chef Joe Carei. Joe, how's it going? I've known Joe for a while now. He's a good friend. He's a good chef too. What are you up to these days, Joe?
Kind of doing a little bit of hanging out with the family, mainly cooking at home, but doing a little bit of catering. Doing some special events just to keep the oil in the machine, you know. So doing fundraisers, which is kind of thing that I really like doing. So
yeah, you have a fundraiser coming up in March. It's what, the 23rd, I believe.
March 23rd, and this is we call it the Celebrity Chef Cook-Off, and I believe you are involved with that. So
I am a celebrity chef.
Yes,
I use the word celebrity loosely, but you know.
No, everybody's a celebrity here because they're a celebrity because you're giving your time for a great cause. So
speaking of another celebrity.
I know, I finally get to be on TV this time. Joe, how you doing?
Good, how are you, sir?
It's been a while.
Everyone knows Bill Alexander from the Mario Cook Show on WMBS on Saturday mornings. But we're going to have our own table at the colon cancer awareness event.
I'm making toast.
He's been adamant about making toast. I'm going to break him of that. Okay. Don't worry, you won't see
toast. I thought I could do toast. We're
going to be podcasting. We'll be there, so I'm sure Chef Joe will be there, and he'll be on the air with us while we're there for a few minutes. But we got a couple Valentine's Day dishes that you're going to be showing people how to make.
Well, actually, it's only one dish, per se. What we're going to do is we're going to do 3 different types of dipping chocolates, and we're going to do a hard coat, which we actually already got started, and it's the magic of television.
It's okay.
It's
that happens in real life too, so that's a good thing.
Exactly,
you can see what happens. We're really cooking here.
So, but we're going to do a hard coat. Okay. We're going to do a ganache, which is also what you would do for like a fondue if you have a fondue pot and you want to keep it warm and and feed your lover at that time.
Or the kids.
And we're also right. Kids actually like it a lot more. You go to any wedding or anything and they have a chocolate fountain. The kids are in there all night. So, but then we're also going to do something that you can take on like on a picnic, or if you want to have something ready, or if you want to take it to if you have a luncheon plan with somebody on a date and you want to do something even if it's at work, you can take this chocolate sauce with you, and it acts like a fondue, but it can be cool. You don't want it to be cold, but it can be cool, so you don't have to worry about having a flame, or it's too tough to dip.
So as people know, the principles of chocolate are once you heat it up, it turns into a liquid, right? So you're going to show people how to make a dipping sauce with chocolate that when it cools down, it's going to stay liquid.
It's not going to be quite as liquid as a warm ganache, but it's going to be close.
Okay.
So first we have over here we have a double boiler. This is for our hard coat, which it's not totally cooperating with us, but I think we can get there. And what this is just going to be chocolate and what we like to say is a shortening or a fat. You can actually use, and this is with the chocolate fountains they tend to use oil in there. We're using butter because butter gives a better taste because it coats your tongue, and then you actually get to enjoy the chocolate more. In this scenario here, however, one thing you have to remember: no liquid goes in here. Watch your steam. You want your bowl to be on the outside. If it's on the inside, steam can go in and your chocolate seizes up. So we're going to go ahead and put the butter in there, and hopefully we're able to. I'm only going to put about half because if it is an issue, we can add more in order to thin it out a little bit. Okay. We're going to go over here and get started on our ganache.
Now, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
What is ganache? I mean, why is it called something different? Is it the way it's made, or is it just a special term for it?
It's just a special term for it.
Ganache is French. Ganache is typically chocolate, but it's fortified with cream.
Okay.
So it makes it a little more malleable, but it's still very rich chocolate. So.
And you can let it cool down and use it as an icing for a cake. Okay. So it actually cools down, and once you put it into the fridge, it does get hard. But unlike this, you're not going to have a crunch to it. It'll be kind of like a soft bite to it.
Because the extra fat from the cream is what makes it smoother. Gives it a better mouthfeel, just like he added butter to that chocolate over there in the double boiler. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the same purpose. When you add that fat, it richens it and softens it.
Now we're using Jackson Farms cream, which has a little bit of a little more fat to it. So it makes an even better ganache. But if you guys want to come over here with the camera and just take a quick look, if we're able to do that, in here we're we're almost scalding the cream, just little bubbles on it, and you're done. Just go ahead and put your chocolate chips in there, and you can shut your flame off and let it sit for about 2 minutes.
Now, are they special chocolate chips, or are they just dirty type that you can buy?
You want to have a certain amount of cocoa butter in there, but really you can use anything. Just watch when you buy the discs in the craft stores. They do put oil in those, so they're not as rich, and they may break a little bit on you. So, so we can just go ahead and set this aside. We'll put it up here just to be on the safe side.
Now, the reason you used the double boiler for that and just went straight to the pot in that is because of the addition of the extra liquid, correct?
On
with
this
with
here?
the cream, yeah, because when you heat chocolate, it has a high sugar content. So if you have it directly on the flame, that sugar has a tendency to caramelize and it'll burn and scorch very easily. Whereas if you're using a steam to heat it as in a double boiler for people at home, so they know, it does it more gently and will keep it from burning.
Right. However, if you're very good with a microwave, you can do this without putting it on a double boiler. I would not recommend it. But if you're a master, you don't have to worry about doing a double boiler situation. And you can actually do that on a pot too, but I wouldn't recommend it. You know, because you step away for 1 second and then you're, and if you ever burnt chocolate,
it's not a good thing.
it is not a good thing. So, so we have that going, so we can get that melted, and we're going to go ahead and do our takeaway chocolate sauce, which we're going to do the same way as we did the ganache, and we're going to heat up the cream. Now in this one here, we did half the cream to the chocolate. So. So we had a cup of cream and a half cup of chocolate chips. I mean, switch that.
Okay.
Cup of chocolate chips, half cup of cream.
Got it, got it.
Here we're doing equal amounts. So we got a cup of cream and a cup of chocolate chips. And then we're going to go ahead and once we get that situated, we're going to go ahead and stabilize it with some egg yolks. Now we want it to be above 140 degrees when we do that, so we have to make sure.
Now, are you going to temper the eggs into the cream?
We are going to.
Because Bill and I have had conversations on the radio show about how to temper eggs without scrambling them. So now you're going to get to see how it's actually done.
Because I thought you just talked to them calmly, so you didn't make them angry and gave them a temper.
So you temper them?
Yeah, you temper them.
It's kind of that way. Okay, so we're going to get that in there. I'm going to leave the flame on, but normally you would just shut it off, let it sit, and then go ahead and whisk it in.
But
we
want to
speed this up.
We have all these kids here from the Cub Scouts, and they were kind of a little restless, I would say, through all the other segments. Now that we've brought all this chocolate
they're
to
all
the
watching
table,
us intently
they're all calmly,
now.
intently watching.
We know we're getting some. We know we're getting some.
Okay, so that melted rather quickly.
Yeah, I mean, and if you want to melt chocolate faster, smaller chips is the way to go.
Oh, I would
do not increase the heat because
I would have never guessed that, to be honest with you.
It'll either burn or the cream will break and it'll separate.
Yeah, normally you just bring your cream. You know, you can use milk here. You're not going to get as rich a product. You can use half and half. You can use light cream, but I like to use heavy cream because it's guaranteed that everybody's going to like it because of the fat content.
No, we darn.
And people always ask me how to make things taste better.
Cream, butter.
Fat, sugar. That's it.
Fat carries flavor. That's what they teach you.
We're going to go ahead and I'm going to let Bill help me out on this.
Yeah, please. And if we can bring the camera over here, we can
learn
see
how
it.
to temper,
Yeah,
Bill.
show me how to do this.
Okay, I want you to just start moving those eggs.
You mean with this?
Yep.
Just scramble, like.
Yep.
Okay.
Be a little more aggressive.
Okay.
And then anytime you temper eggs doing anything, you just kind of want to drizzle it in your hot liquid.
Okay.
Little at a time, because what we're doing is just trying to bring that temperature up slowly.
And you're bringing the temperature up of the eggs, right?
Yes.
And you always.
If you were to drop it in there right away, you get scrambled eggs or scrambled chocolate.
That would be kind of interesting.
Would
to be
you eat a
honest with you.
chocolate omelet, Bill?
I eat chocolate bacon.
There you go.
I mean,
we do like chocolate bacon. We've talked about that too. They talked about that earlier.
I hear someone out there like scrambled chocolate. There you go.
Chocolate on anything.
Okay,
right?
while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and whisk up the ganache. Now, what you can do at this point, you can add flavor to it. You can add raspberry puree.
Oh, that sounds good.
You can add Bailey's Irish Cream, which we're going to
nothing wrong with that either.
Add a tiny bit. Now you can get a shiny chocolate on here, but as Bill and I know, you got to work the chocolate on a marble top. So this is a nice way to get a nice gloss look to, to your whatever you're going to dip. Now, of course, you do have to serve it pretty much quickly, or it melts down and starts to lose some of its gloss. But
Oh,
it's
that
a
looks good. Yeah.
beautiful piece of fruit,
Yeah.
with chocolate on it. Again,
Hold on. Whoever gets here first. Yeah.
okay.
I'm kidding.
We're gonna go ahead and dump this back in here.
Oh, so I'm just pouring this back in.
Yep, just dump that back in.
We have more. Don't worry.
You want to get about, as you do it, maybe about half the liquid to temper it, and then you can dump it back in. So,
Okay.
and then we're just gonna whisk it up. We'll throw in the butter.
So again, what are the purpose of the eggs?
Thickens.
The thicken it up.
It's stabilized.
Well, it's more for a stabilizer.
Okay.
So you get the nice when you dip it in there 5 hours from now, like this. 5 hours from now it's going to be hard, so you
Okay.
won't be able to dip.
I got you. Okay.
Whereas this, because we use more cream, we just put the butter in just to rich.
And you made it
you don't
healthy
have to,
too. We have protein in there
We
now
don't.
too.
The proteins of the yolks
Okay.
don't coagulate all the way. So if you've ever made like a custard, you use eggs and you cook them in a water bath, and they coagulate, but not completely to the point where they're completely solid. That's basically
Now
what's
this
going to happen
also
there.
has a shine to it, and the shine will dissipate a little bit as it cools down. But again, this is something you can put in a little container and take it anywhere where you'd like. So hopefully this has melted down. So we got lucky because I don't think there's any liquid in here, but don't feel
Bill was keeping a close eye on it.
Yeah, I was watching it.
don't feel like you have to say, okay, we're going to add some liquor to this, because it's going to seize up immediately. What you want to do is, they have oils out there. They got flavored oils out there. And you can go ahead and get those and put that in. That's going to give you a
Now,
nice flavor.
if you
like a
put anything
raspberry
this, you have to use it immediately, correct? You can't.
This here, this would be something that you would go ahead and coat your strawberries or your pineapple or your. It's not.
You'd want to probably even chill that down after you coat them, and then
And then you would put it in the refrigerator.
it'd be a hard shot.
Because if you leave it out at room temperature, it's going to have less of a gloss. Actually, this is kind of funny, because when it cools down, it gets glossier, and it's also, you want that crunch. So when you're feeding your lover on Valentine's Day. So.
or your kids, whichever.
Well, usually the kids get to it first.
Which one's your favorite?
Ganache is ganache. I mean, it's the one that everybody's going to like the most. However, this one here is fun because you can take it anywhere, and you can have the fruit, and you can have that, and you could go to the drive-in theater.
Oh, that'd be cool,
boom,
yeah.
and do it. So I like this one. It's more versatile. But when I'm just with my wife, of course that's the better one. And this one, again, if you don't use it all, you can go ahead and heat it up a little bit, put it on cupcakes, put it on regular cake. This one is this one here too. Once you get all your stuff coated and you have a little bit left over, you can go ahead and make a chocolate sauce out of it. Add a little bit of cream to it, maybe a little bit of sugar and some flavoring. Vanilla. One thing we didn't put in here is vanilla. However, you can go ahead and put a little bit, and that actually heightens the chocolate taste in here. So.
Another thing that helps too is a little pinch of salt. Always helps.
Cayenne pepper
elevate,
too.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper.
Just makes the
put a
flavors
little
pop.
tiny,
You don't
and
want
it
to
just
taste
goes.
it. Yep.
Well,
thanks,
so.
thanks, chef. Is there anything else you wanna plug your event one more time?
Yeah.
Head off.
It's March 23rd, and are you guys gonna put the recipes up?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, well, the recipes will be up that way. I was going to say, just email me at kayleys@kayleys.com. If you need a recipe, or if you have any other questions, you can go ahead and do that. But it is the 23rd. We have 30 chefs lined up, and it is a fantastic event. It's for a great cause, for the Fayette County Colon Cancer Network. And what we do with that is we spend the money to make awareness for people that should get themselves checked for colon cancer. Now, if you have a family history, at the age of 40, you should start getting checked. If you don't, at the age of 50, get it done. I had 3 people that I know personally that have passed away this year from colon cancer, and these are people that know me, and I'm a very big advocate of getting yourself scoped. Our tagline this year is "Get scoped, get living." So, I mean, get it out of the way. If you're 50 or 40, get it out of the way. That way, you don't have to worry about it. You know, and that way it's not in the back of your mind, because I guarantee every time you see my face on a billboard or in the newspaper, you're going to say, man, I got to get it.
Or in church, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I got to get scoped, and you know, and it's always sitting back there. Get it done. It's really not that hard. You know, the one good thing about getting scoped, and people laugh when I say that,
Yeah.
is after you get it done, you're so hungry that no matter where you go to eat, it's going to be the best meal you ever had. So
Take some chocolate with
Yeah,
you.
why not?
But we want to
picnic
thank you for
basket.
being here. Again, that's March 23rd is the event. Come down and see us. Bill and I will be there.
And I understand Matt and Dave are going to be there too,
Matt and
which
Dave
should
will
be really
there.
interesting.
So we'll
right,
be-
actually, yeah, we have, like I said, 30 people in the community. They're probably all your friends. It's a fantastic.
All right.
Fun,
well, we look
fun,
forward
fun
to it.
event.
Thanks for
So,
being here.
all right.
And let's
Go
eat
ahead.
some chocolate while we rock out to some more Jimmy Buffett with Tim Litvin. Tim, you ready? Let's go.